What's going on, everybody? Hey, we got a super exciting video for you today. This is Drake from Performance Financial. We're a CPA firm here in Des Moines, but we help clients all across the U.S. And I want to talk to you about this confusing topic of S-Corp versus LLC. You hear this all the time in the business world, and why is this something that you need to listen to? Well, I got a little tutorial that I'm going to put together today, and really what it's going to help you show is really some of the tax savings that can go into becoming an S-Corp. Now, some of you might have the question, well, when can I be an S-Corp? When does it make sense? We can talk about that in a future video, but right now I'm going to show you really where are the tax savings in this and what can you do with those tax savings. So I walk you through, okay, what does it look like on a side-by-side business and how much tax can you save if all things are equal? And then I say, okay, if we invested that amount, how can I make you a millionaire doing that type of thing? So stick around. I got some awesome commentary on this. I got some good things to show you. I mean, this is a subject that I've had the conversation with hundreds of people about, and they always have a tough time thinking through it when we're just talking. So I really like to use this as a way to show people what this actually looks like. So stick around, check out the video. If you guys have questions, comment them down below or hit me up. I got all my links posted in this video. I'd love to get a hold of you. I'd love to talk to you, and I'd love to figure out how do we make this work in your business, because as you see, this is going to be very beneficial from a tax standpoint for you so that you can really grow your wealth, pay your fair share in taxes, and really amplify your business. So stick around, check it out. I'm going to start out with the link, and we're just going to jump right into a spreadsheet. Look, I realize I'm a nerd. I love spreadsheets. I'm an accountant. So that's what we got to deal with, and it's a great visual tool for you guys so you can actually see how this works. So check it out, and we're going to talk about it here in the next couple clips. Guys, we're ready to jump in, and I know I'm a little bit of the nerd accountant here, but I just wanted to show you this kind of awesome little spreadsheet that I've put together. And really, I want to highlight a couple things and how this might fit in your business. Now, this is a clear example that I want people to understand what's kind of going on. I've talked to tons of people about, hey, I'm an S-Corp or I'm an LLC that's taxed as on my Schedule C, on my personal return. And we talk through the metrics of this and how it saves you money. But really what it comes down to is if they can't visualize it, it's really tough to understand why this makes sense. Now, somebody might tell you it's just the best way to do it and you're going to save tax. Maybe that works for you. But for other people, they like to see the math and see how it actually calculates out. So I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible to make sure that you guys can understand the metrics of how this works. And then I'm going to show you how I can just make you a millionaire by following these simple steps. So let's start out here. So we got two businesses or two different taxing structures. Taxed as the LLC, on your personal tax return, that's in this column. And then if we make that S election and take you to become an S-Corp. So XYZ business, they're looking at, hey, does this make sense or not? So this is the little spreadsheet I put together for them to help them understand why it would make sense possibly to become an S-Corp. So same situation for the year. Both companies have the same amount of revenue. They have the same amount of cost of goods sold, and their gross profit doesn't change. S-Corp isn't going to affect any of that. They also have the exact same amount of overhead. So, these are your different costs that are going to go into actually producing whatever it is, right? If you're a construction company, it might be, your office salary and some office supplies and some computers that aren't used out in the field, things like that. So none of those things change between these two companies. Now, here's where the first change comes in. You, the business owner, you now as an S-Corp have to take a reasonable salary. I have another video that's coming out in the future on talking about what is a reasonable salary and why you shouldn't be an S-Corp because of this reasonable salary, but that's a different discussion. We can look into that later. So in this situation, this company that is a Schedule C is going to make $100,000. So you, the business owner, are going to make $100,000. When you are an S-Corp, you take wages of $50,000 and the business has a profit of $50,000. So you still make $100,000. And you're going to say, but Drake, the payroll taxes. And I'm going to tell you exactly, the payroll taxes are the reason that this makes sense. So as a Schedule C, you get taxed on self-employment income as well as the income at your typical tax rate. Same with as an S-Corp, but we'll show you the difference here and where you're going to save the money. So Still $100,000, $100,000. Make the same amount of money in the same scenario. When it comes to your tax return, however, the self-employment income that is under a Schedule C, all of that income has self-employment tax related to it. So you are going to pay 15.3% on $100,000. So you're going to pay self-employment tax of $15,300 in addition to your normal income tax. Here's where the magic happens. If you were an S-Corp, you are only going to pay self-employment tax on the wage that you took. So in this scenario, we took $50,000 in wages. So our self-employment income is only $50,000. So now our self-employment tax is only $7,650. So now we've just saved half of this, which is $7,650. Now this business income is only taxed at our normal rate. So instead of having this additional $7,650 as additional tax, we've just saved that just by making the switch to an S-Corp. So very simple way to save $7,600 right there just in tax alone by making the S-Corp. Now, we're going to get to the fun of it, and when we start doing some actual projections and some investment rate of returns here, and I'm going to show you how, by just doing this simple trick, if you can actually do it, if you can correctly file as an S-Corp, I can make you a millionaire by the time you retire just by doing this. So now I've just taken you guys to a simple, basic investment calculator. And as you can see here, I'm starting out with somebody that's 30 years old. So, we can change these numbers, but let's just for example purposes, 30 years old, they're going to retire at 67. They have nothing saved for retirement right now. And they're going to put away $637.50. Now, that's that $7,300 some dollars that just on a monthly basis. So that's what they're going to put into this investment. And we're going to be ultra conservative here and say we're only going to make 6% on that investment, which the S&P here, as it says below, somewhere between 10 to 12%. So on 6% investment, we just made you $1 million. $1 million by simply doing this. Now, we can argue all day till we're blue in the face. Well, $1 million then, is it worth what it is today? And you're correct. But nonetheless, we've still created $1 million in an investment just by doing this simple tax tip, converting to an S-Corp. What happens if we go to 10%? Boom, just made you almost $3 million. Now, this is with saving nothing. This is just putting the tax savings into an investment account, and it made you $3 million if it returns 10%. Let's say I'm half wrong. It's still $1.5 million. So this is an awesome way for you to build some serious wealth and save from paying taxes. I mean, we're kind of getting a double duty out of this thing here. And it's simply by converting from your LLC to an S-Corp and then saving that difference. Now, you don't have to save that difference, but I'm telling you, this is what it could grow to if you did save that difference. So very simple. If you have questions, I have all my links below. I'd love to get in contact with you guys. Let's sit down. Let's work through this together and really come up with a good understanding of how do we make this possible in your business so we can save you the most money that we can in taxes, but we can also set up some serious investments to where that money is going to be working for you. In this scenario here, it does a nice little chart. You're going to be a millionaire in 2048. So in 17 years, you would become a millionaire. So I do this just to show you the benefits of switching to an S-Corp and the tax savings that you can have. It's obviously more complex than this, and we're going to talk about that in a future video. But I want you guys to see there are some serious tax benefits out there for becoming an S-Corp. So let's sit down, let's have a meeting, let's go through your information and see if this makes sense for you. I'd love to get a hold of you guys. I'd love to talk with you. If you have any questions, reach out, schedule a meeting. Let's figure this kind of thing out so we can help you save as much money possible in your business and be as successful as possible. Thank you, guys.